Hello, I'm Jonasz Rewiński and this is Military Mind. Armed conflicts, defense and security, land, sea and air. We've got you covered. Overnight, Russia's air defense units destroyed 46 Ukrainian drones, Moscow's defense ministry said this morning. Most of the drones were downed over the Belgorod region on the border with Ukraine. At least 2 people were injured in the overnight attack and several houses were damaged, according to the official statements. In response, Russian forces launched a drone attack on Ukraine. Kyiv's officials reported about 137 drones targeting several regions overnight. In Dnipro, fires broke out at 2 businesses as a result of Russian strikes. In Zaporizhia, more than 3,000 were left without electricity, and 3 villages were left without water due to a Russian strike in the frontline areas. No casualties have been reported so far. Moving on now to the front line. Overall, the Ukrainian armed forces' mission in the Kursk region has changed from an offensive deep into Russian territory to defending a small border buffer strip to prevent Moscow's forces from advancing into the Sumy region. Analysts from the New York Times estimate that the Russian territory held by Ukrainian troops is between 80 and 110 square kilometers, including part of Pasivka and Novienki in the Sumy region falling into the gray zone. In addition, according to Ukrainian military journalist Yuri Butusov, the Ukrainian armed forces are holding the heights along the border, and there is no threat of a Russian large-scale offensive on the Sumy region right now. And now, moving on to the Middle East. The Israel Defense Forces carried out dozens of airstrikes on the Gaza Strip on the night of the 18th of March, according to a statement from the Israeli military. According to the IDF, the strikes targeted mid-level Hamas commanders, members of the terrorist group's Politburo, and its infrastructure. The Israeli army's strikes hit a school in Gaza City. Eyewitnesses told the agency that Israeli tanks shelled areas of Rafah in the southern Gaza Strip, causing local residents to flee their homes and head north to Khan Yunis. One of the airstrikes hit a refugee camp in the Al-Mawasi district in the southern Gaza Strip. The IDF said it launched the strikes after it detected Hamas terrorists preparing attacks on Israel and attempting to regroup. Defense Minister Israel Katz said the strikes came after Hamas refused to release hostages. The IDF said it would continue the strikes as long as necessary. The cyberpunk future has arrived, or at least the one we deserve. A Russian soldier, seemingly straight out of a dystopian film, finds himself in an awkward situation. Locking eyes with a Ukrainian FPV drone, he quickly realizes that things aren't just bad, they are downright catastrophic. His expression says it all. He expected a quick and glorious march, some easy money and a bit of looting, but not this. The drone, capturing him in crisp 4K resolution, delivers a special message from Ukraine's donors and supporters. A flash, a cloud of smoke, and suddenly the uninvited guest received exactly what he traveled so far for. The scene ends as quickly as it began. Let's give him a round of applause for the cinematic effects, if nothing else. On the 12th of March 2025, Ukrainian forces from the 72nd Mechanized Brigade successfully repelled a Russian assault near Zaporizhia. Ukrainian FPV kamikaze drones played a key role, halting the advance of enemy tanks and armored vehicles while eliminating Russian troops. One Russian soldier managed to shoot down a drone, but the victory was short-lived. He paid for it with his life. The attack was decisively repelled, leaving the battlefield littered with destroyed equipment and enemy casualties. Fierce combat continues in the Serebryanka forest, where the fighters of the Brotherhood of War unit engage Russian forces in intense clashes. The dense terrain offers both cover and danger, making every engagement a battle of skill, strategy and endurance. Watch as Ukrainian soldiers push back the enemy, proving once again that the occupiers have no safe ground.
Ай, брат, лови аптечку. Давай, ты дебил, блядь, где куда? Давай выходи, блядь, быстрее, блядь, у тебя нету выбора, нахуй. Выходите и ложитесь на землю, блядь, сразу, нахуй. Руки на нерве.
And as we've seen, some of the Russian troops have decided to surrender, which is understandable, given that these underground hideouts, once surrounded, simply become a death trap for those inside. So, again, it was a wise move. After all, they might live to see another day, unlike many of their comrades. And with this, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. Please stay with us here on TVP World for more latest news and updates.